Hi there. This is a project I had put together about 2 years ago. It is yet another Arduino-based MIDI foot controller, but I decided to put it online in case anybody wanted to copy it or build anything similar. You can find below a link to Github, which has the schematics, the parts list, the Arduino code, as well as dependent libraries, if you're interested in putting something like this together. There's also a list of some websites there that I found helpful in putting this together, and you may as well. But essentially, this unit is an Arduino Uno housed in a Hammond enclosure with an array of momentary foot switches, each with a multicolored RGB LED that can be assigned to whatever color you'd like, and a 16:2 LCD display in the corner. On the back side here, we have support for up to 6 expression pedals. I currently have it hooked up to just one, as that's all I've really felt I needed. But you can go with many more pedals if you'd like. You also have support for 3 external momentary switches, each with an LED on the face of the unit. It's programmed via USB using the Arduino IDE programming environment, and it can also be powered via USB. You of course have the MIDI in and out jacks here, and a DC 9-volt jack to power the unit with a 9-volt adapter. Or if you'd like, you can both power the unit and send MIDI in and out signals via the via this Cat5 jack here, which basically runs all of that to a breakout box that I have set up over on my guitar rig. So that takes the MIDI signals and the DC power to the unit with one cable, so it makes setting this thing up on stage a lot faster. Turn the unit on. As you can see, the LCD display has 2 rows of text there. Essentially, I have the unit set up to scroll through a series of pages. Each page consists of an array of 10 buttons, which are these bottom 2 rows, with each button being capable of issuing a MIDI control change, a MIDI program change, or it can be a preset button which issues multiple MIDI commands to turn on several effects or turn off several effects, or any combination thereof. You can scroll through the pages with these 2 buttons up here, which is page down and page up, and you also have a tap tempo button which issues a MIDI tap tempo command to any units you'd want it to. I currently have this thing set up for 8 pages, but that's pretty arbitrary. You can set it up for more or less if you'd like. So that gives me 8 times 10, 80 different buttons to assign to whatever I need to. But the Arduino Uno's got a decent amount of flash memory, so you can really, the sky's the limit on the thing, I think. So as an example, I'll pull up this one page here, which I have controlling a Voodoo Labs Hex loop switcher. Those units, if you're not familiar with them, can accommodate up to 6 stomp boxes, which I have here under the control of these 6 buttons here, each of which with a different color depending on what effect I have in the loop of that switcher. So I can turn them on or off with the press of these buttons here. Or if I wanted to work with some presets, I can go to my presets page here, which by default I have set up on a clean channel, which does not have any any dirt pedals engaged. But if I wanted to, for instance, put on an overdrive, I'd press this button here, which turns off the clean channel and engages a blues driver pedal on the hex unit. And if I wanted to get even more gain than that, I can, let's say, put on a fuzz pedal, which turns off the blues driver and turns on a fuzz pedal on the hex unit. And then, if you wanted a different dirt pedal on, you can press this one or this one. They kind of act as radio buttons, turning off the other linked presets that you have set up. It doesn't have to be just dirt pedals. You can, assign this to any effect that you have under MIDI control, of course. If any of the effects are associated with an expression pedal, when they're engaged, this will issue MIDI CC signals as programmed to whatever device you'd like. That's about it for the unit. I think the total cost of all the parts was around $250. So it's cheaper than a lot of the units available on the market, and you can do really anything you want with it if you're willing to spend a lot of time soldering and drilling, but that's your call. The code for the unit can definitely stand to be optimized, but I got it to a place where it was doing what I needed it to do, so I kind of stopped there. But if you want to make something similar, just tailor it as you see fit. If anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up. Thanks for checking it out.